Well, hello and welcome to this IPscape webinar about creating inbound campaigns. Today we're going to create an inbound campaign and show you the settings that you need to fill out to make this happen. We're not going to have a look at all of the settings that you can put in there, and that can be explained in the help file, but we're going to have a look at the minimum settings you need to get started on an inbound campaign. Inbound campaigns are administered from the workspace, which you see on the screen in front of you. There are two ways to go to the campaign configuration screen. The first one is to come to here and go to the configuration menu, or we can go to the front screen here and go to configuration just here. So if we click on that, it brings us to a place where we can edit existing campaigns. And you'll see the existing campaigns here are divided into folders. If we have a look here, we've got all of our campaigns listed, and if you wanted to edit a campaign, you could just click on one of these and edit the campaign. But what we're going to do is add a new campaign. So if we go to here, we can see that we add a new campaign here, and we can select the type of campaign that we would like to create. So that is an inbound campaign this time. But you can create all of the other types of campaign here as well. So this is the same place. So if we go to next, we'll now see all the settings that we can create with an inbound campaign. We're not going to fill out all of these, as I said earlier, as this is all covered in the help files, but we're going to show you the bare minimum that you need to set up the campaign. So let's create a campaign. We're going to call it inbound campaign. And this is where we can administer all of our campaign settings. So it could be, we could give it a department name or anything that you like. I'm just going to call it inbound campaign, and the description will be inbound calls. We can put it into a campaign group. This is really just like a folder that we saw there. I'm going to put it into the training group. You probably won't see any groups on your setup, so don't worry too much about that. Now I'm going to skip ahead to some of these other settings. You've got call survey settings, which we'll cover in another webinar. If we carry on scrolling down, you'll see we've got call recording settings, which we can click here, which we can say we want to start recording immediately when the agent connects, and we can allow the agent to start or stop recording. Once we've done that, we can carry on scrolling down. We can put in our time zone settings, and I wouldn't worry too much about these other settings at the time being, but this one is quite important for your statistics. You can and metrics and how you track your service level. So we have this here, and basically what this is, it's the number of calls that were answered within 20 seconds. So you can change the call. What you get is a percentage saying what percentage of calls were answered within 20 seconds or 30 seconds. So if we go to here, we can change that to 30 seconds if needs be, and go to save, and we now have created our inbound campaign. To edit our campaign, we can find it again in the campaign configuration screen, either by finding it in the list here, or we can go to our training group, expand it, and just have a look at the list here. We can see it here, it's the inbound campaign, and we can just see our details here and click to edit. So any of those other settings that we've now read about in the help file, we can go and change some of those other settings, and that's just here. So that is how you'd edit an inbound campaign. Now we've created our campaign, we need to associate that campaign with a workflow. So please watch our video about creating a workflow, and once we've created that workflow, which is the same as an IVR, learn how to associate that workflow or IVR with a phone number, so that when people call that number, they get a list of options and then are connected to the campaign. Many thanks. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you at some of our other webinars.